Well, it happened a lot sooner than I had expected. I had quite a few errands to run this morning. Tomorrow, VTH, I'm done for the day, and see you about Wednesday. So I came in, checked my mail. It's nothing from. It's not from a lawyer from Jabba threatening to sue me. Nothing from YouTube threatening to shut down my channel because Jabba complained like a little bitch, you know. I got a few texts. So, a lot of people tell me at times, I kind of like it that way. Hey, they leave in comments, so-called, text me. But there are some things that they know it's just so good that they tell me, Brian, you got to watch it and see it for yourself. So, Jabba already has an update. I watched it. Hey, Jabba, like I said, man, you should thank me. If it wasn't for me, a lot of people wouldn't watch, And I guess it's been up for quite some time and not a single comment. You don't seem to have a whole lot of people jumping to the other fence these days, even that my buddy Joe Mad. What happened? The only people that would go into your channel to watch leave a comment, you fucking blocked all of them because they were telling you how full of shit you are. You don't know shit about cars. See that? You're cutting your own throat. You're not getting any activity on your channel because you're blocking everybody. Can't say I blame you in a way, Who wants to go to their fucking video and see a whole comment stream of people telling you how fucking retarded you are. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You definitely don't know what the fuck you're doing. So anyway, Jabba's update. It gave a full breakdown on things. Where should I start? Oh, this is good. Seriously. That's why I said, Brian, listen, go watch it. You got to see it for yourself. Take too long to me explain, and you got to see it for yourself. So I watched it. One of those views, Jabba, is from me. You're welcome. Hope you made some money off it. Start with the brakes. He's got the rear drum back on it, but he didn't replace anything. Didn't replace a fucking single thing. And he's talking about how, well, the problem he had was he had to go talk to a friend. Then he's saying, before I do anything on my car, I do research. I research it. I guess you don't know anything yourself. You got to research what? You're a Google, YouTube mechanic and auto body restorer. You got to watch a video or read something because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And then when you assume you've learned so much with your theory and method of auto mechanics and auto body work, when you apply it and put your hands to it, you fuck it all up. Really? What kind of Google are you going to? Is there a Google for retards? It gives you all kinds of information that they won't make available to the general public that knows what the fuck they're doing with cars. You know what I mean? They have that little special Google for guys like you. Please, I hope there are no more guys like you. All right, everything's fine. And his friend said it's fine. The problem he had was, the adjuster. You got that little, some people call it a crown gear, some call it a cog gear adjuster. It screws the thread. You adjust your pads, your shoes, in a drum. I've worked with those, and there's an opening in the back that you get a little. People use a screwdriver, but they actually have a real tool for that with a little bend on you, and you get it in there. And it takes you got to catch each tooth, and you crank it, you can expand it, you can contract it, close it. And usually you do that when you're putting new ones in. You want to get them in there. When you're trying to get old ones out and people run them down too far and now they wear off all the linings, they're right down to the fucking metal shoes, they've eaten into the fucking drum. Now there's a little bit of a groove and now you can't clear it to get the drum off. So you've got to close up a little bit to be able to get the fucking drum off, And you're saying, well, that's why he was confused, because he was turning it the wrong way. And then his friend said, oh, whoever did that on your car, they did it upside down. That's why he wasn't sure what to do, because they're upside down on his car. The opening and the adjuster is upside down. It's backwards. I don't know what year they started doing it, but I know at one point they went to the self-adjusting with drums where, you just put it in reverse, you backed up a couple of feet and then slammed on the brake. You did that a few times. that adjuster would rotate by itself, and your brake shoes would come out, and you get them nice and, you know, where they should be. You know what I mean? But he didn't replace anything in there. Didn't replace a thing. According to him, he just took the drums off, put them back on, but he had a hard time because the adjuster was upside down. The drum was upside down. Whatever. And he's going down the side of the fucking car. He's got more patches on there, like tin cutting pieces, got it screwed to the fucking body, covering more sections of rod. He's painted right over it. That thing's a fucking basket case from bumper to bumper. Then he gets to the front. Now the front's up on jack stands. The wheels are off the ground. This was on the passenger side. Now he's got the front wheel back on, so I guess he did all the front brakes. He took apart tie rod ends and idle arm. He said he was going to have to do in order to do the brakes. Oh, and he was going to put new bushings too. I guess he did all that. So now the wheel, he's able to put the wheel back on it. Get the drum back on and put the wheel back on it. Oh, okay. There he's got working brakes that have not been tested. Come on, just looks at those things. They're all corroded and dried out. And cars that have been sitting for a long time like that. You know, there's rust and rotten places you can't even see. It's inside of things at times, you know. But hey, whatever. So he's got the wheel back on it. He's saying, well, everything's all set. In fact, the wheel bearing's good. It has good grease. I checked it out. It has good grease. The wheel bearing is good. Here, I'll show you. Now, you know, a rear wheel drive car. Now, if you've got a front wheel drive car, it's in park. Automatic, manual transmission. It's in gear. Some use for it. I used to leave mine in reverse. You know, some people leave it in first. You can leave it in any gear, really, but I used to leave it in reverse. You know, and the right front wheel is pulling on most of them. I don't think I've ever seen any with a left front wheel, driver's side front wheel pulling on rear wheel drive, because it's a transverse, not even a transmission, a transaxle that runs right off and straight to a half shaft CV right to the wheel, and that's what's propelling your wheel, rather than having a drive shaft running on the bottom of the car to the rear end. When it's in gear, all the, you know, manual, automatic, it's shut off. That way you can't turn that wheel. He doesn't have a front wheel drive. He's got a rear wheel drive. So unless someone is in that car, depressing the brake, holding that fucking brake down and locking up that brake, you can't turn a wheel, right? Right? If I'm wrong, correct me. He says, oh, the bearing's good, the grease is good. In fact, I'll show you. Grabs, seriously, Jabba, I'm going to try to get you some more views here so you can make some money, okay? Really, you got to watch this fucking video. He grabs the wheel to go to spin it. Now, shouldn't that wheel spin right around freely? Shouldn't it? He grabs it and he goes to turn it. It barely moves, like maybe a quarter of an inch, and it stops. You can see he's pushing it and it won't go. Then he tries to go back the other direction. It does the same thing. It's fucking locked up. That bearing in there's all fucking busted and fucked up. Right? Right? Well, the brakes are so fucked up that he's eating. Anyway, the wheel won't fucking turn. It's locked up. But he's saying it has a good bearing with good grease. Now, we get to the engine. He's talking about got too much gas in the cylinders and explaining why it won't run. But he still hasn't tried to start it. Since the last time, I think he gave that starter its last rites to begin with, which led to a loud bang. We threw a rod or fucked up something else in there really good, and the engine's fucking locked up. He's not even trying to start it again. Not even mentioning if you're going to start it again. Oh, before he can start, he's going to do so many things to it. He's going to put that rear main seal in. Yeah, he's going to do that with the engine in the car too, with a rope type. Okay, have fun. Hey, you know, I'm sure he'll say he's the only one that's, you know, able to do it. Nobody else can do it the way he said he was the only one here on YouTube that's been able to rebuild an engine without having to take it out of the car. Yeah, look at the fucking result he got. See what kind of result he gets with this rope rear main seal. If he ever even attempts to put the fucking thing in. That engine, that car is the way it is. It ain't gonna run. Never. He's not gonna get into that engine anymore. Maybe he'll find something else to paint. You know what I mean? And that's causing a problem. This one is good. The engine doesn't have any compression because after he did more research, after he did more research, he found out that if your oil viscosity is too low, or you've lost all your oil viscosity, you lose your compression. Compression. Now, usually when the oil loses its viscosity, it's due to thermal heat buildup, friction wear. You know, it gets between moving parts, crank, bearings, up and down, push, you know, springs, valve springs. You know, it's taking a beating with heat and friction. You need to rack up a few thousand miles for that to happen. The car's barely run for 2 solid minutes in all these fucking months. It's barely run for 2 fucking minutes. Hasn't had any miles put on it. But he lost all his oil viscosity. So that's why he lost all his compression. Yeah, you lose your engine compression if your oil is too thinned out. You've lost your viscosity. Yeah, it causes your engine to lose its compression and it won't run. I bet you didn't know that. Seriously, man, this is too fucking funny. Anyway, I got some things to do. I was going to put this off until Wednesday. A little bit in the morning. But Wednesday I'm going to be covering. I found out today that one of my associates at the VTH has got something to do on Wednesday, so I'm going to cover his day. So I'm gone tomorrow and Wednesday. Thursday I'm back at the VTH. So I'm quite sure more will come my way this week. I'll see you Friday. This was unexpected, unplanned, but due to the fact that I know I'm not going to want to be bothered with this, you know, tomorrow and now Wednesday. I thought maybe Wednesday I'd have a little time in the morning, but so I'll tell you, I breathed a sigh of relief though when I opened my fucking mail, and I realized it wasn't a letter from a lawyer threatening to be sued by Jabba because, you know, he's a little bitch, you know. But yeah, that was funny. Why would you want to do anything with an engine that doesn't run? And it was painfully obvious in the last time he did try to start it. Bang! You know what they say? It ain't over till the fat lady sings. Well, it was over when the fat man farted. And it went bang.